Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. And we actually, I'm multitasking, sending out the tab to multiple people because I want everybody to come in and you can be a part of this also. You can definitely be a part of it. All you have to do is give us a call 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We love to hear from you. We have a topic for today, and the topic is how powerful, and I want you to listen, how powerful is a sincere apology? Not the little apology. Well, if you, I apologize if you think I did you. That's not an apology. That is not an apology. We're asking the question: how sincere is how powerful is a sincere apology? That's what we're asking today, and I want you to tune in. But before we get to that topic, we always have a pre-topic that we have here, and nothing has changed. We have a pre-topic that we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to ask this question right here. I was listening to something on the way in this morning, and a lot of times what happened is I get the ideas and get the thoughts from different things. An apology is nothing without change behavior. Hey, Crystal, that's absolute. Crystal, I don't know how much time you have this morning, but I would love to talk to you about just that very thing. If you have a minute, give us a call. The number is 508-924-3521. And you're absolutely right. An apology is nothing without change behavior. That's you hit a home run with that one. And like I said, Crystal, Miss Crystal Rich, if you're available, give us a call. Let us hear you. I love the fact that you're joining us on the app. I love that. I love the fact that you're here with us because you could be doing anything and that you're spending this time with us. It's an honor. It really is an honor. And anybody else that's listening, give us a call. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. People say I said that number too fast. So I'm going to say it just a little bit slow, just in case you didn't have a pen. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to jump into another topic that we usually do. We usually do something before we get to our main topic of the day, and that's what I'm about to do right now. I'm gonna jump into this other topic. A lot of people talk about and I don't too particular care for the topic, but racism. A lot of people talk about racism, and people say that they don't want to speak racism. They don't want to talk. They don't want to sound as though they're racist and different things like that. That's good. That's good. And I hope that we as a people collectively. Let me see. One more. Okay, 508-924-3521. Crystal's asking for the number 508-924-3521. And a lot of time people are saying that they don't want to talk about different things because they don't want to sound or appear to be racist. They say that all the time. But my thing is this: if you have anything that's going on in your life, you got a cut on your left foot. Say you got a cut on your left foot. You don't want to talk about it, don't want to address it. And you later on you find out that you're a diabetic. You suffer from diabetes. You know that a cut on your foot could be a terrible situation. But if you don't want to address it, if you don't want to do anything about it, before you know it, they could be amputating your foot. And all you have to do is, before it got to that point, address it, have somebody to treat it, and do the things that you need to do to get rid of it, so you don't have to get to that point where it's causing you that much harm. So that's my thing right there. A lot of times what you have to do, you have to address an issue. You really have to address an issue. And if there's something there, if you don't talk about it or you don't address it, it's not going to. A lot of time, racism ain't going away unless we deal with it head on. And we have to come together and have honest and true conversation, open up the dialogue amongst each other, so that we can get to a place where we can overcome this thing. Because you can't just let it sit there. You can't just let it sit there. Oh, it'll go away. It ain't nothing gonna happen. It'll go away on its own. No, it won't. It will not go away. I promise you, it will not go away on its own. I promise you. And so we have to get together. What is it? What is find out what is it? How much are we different? How much are we alike? How can we bridge the gap? How can we have conversation? How can we have open and honest conversation, dialogue with each other? I don't like it when you do this, or when you look at me in this way. I don't like that. I just don't like it. We have to get to a point where we can actually talk to each other and express what it is that we like and what we don't like, and be open to discuss the things that we like. Be open to tell them, oh man, when you did that, that was amazing. I love that. I love that. If you could do that a million times, I wouldn't be upset. But the things that we don't like, man, I don't like when you look at me and say that I'm always this, I'm always that. And I may not be that way, but you have a preconceived notion in your mind. Maybe you ran into somebody that looked like me that was that way. That does not mean that all of us are that way. And so we have to be open and honest enough to have that dialogue and to talk to each other and let each other know, man, look here. I really like you. I don't dislike you. I don't hate you. I don't hate you at all. But what we have to be open and honest to have the conversation, to have that dialogue. Racism is a cancer. I just put in that category. To me, it is absolutely a cancer, but it is curable. But we have to cure, and we have to cure it with love, honor, and respect for each other. The way that we need to love, honor, and respect each other. It is curable. We have the cure inside of us. Are we willing to deal with it? Are we willing to address it? Are we and see, that's the real question right there. Are we really willing? Are we willing to deal with it? 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. We do have that topic today. How powerful is a sincere apology? Is our topic today. That is absolutely our topic. And like I said, again, I would definitely love to have each and every one of you to join us and give us your input on a sincere apology. See, I keep saying it, I keep emphasizing that word, sincere. They told me to come over here and apologize to you, so I just want to let you know I'm sorry. Sorry for what? Well, I'm sorry that you think that I did something wrong, or you think I hurt your feelings, or you. Joker, you don't even know what you're apologizing for. You don't even know why you're standing here, do you? That's not sincere. But if somebody come over to you and sincerely, and you know in their heart of hearts, they really mean what they're saying to you. They are hurt because of what they said or did against you. And they come and they come up. And sometimes people say, well, it don't hurt to bring gifts. Bring a gift with you. No. I say no. I say no, and the reason why I say no is because you're not trying to buy your way. You're not trying to buy or pay for an apology. You're trying to bring your heart and be sincere in what you're saying. You're trying to bring your heart and be sincere in what you're saying. Bring your heart. Be vulnerable for a second. They might not even accept your apology. They might not even accept it. They might not even accept it. They might even curse you out. If you don't get your blah 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 blah. Now you interpret what that yap 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 is, because everybody is different. Everybody's yap 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 is a little bit different. But my thing is this right here. Even if you go over there and you make yourself vulnerable and you apologize, sincerely apologize to the person, and they don't accept it, does that make you or them a lesser person? I mean, how do you deal with that at that point? Let me say hello to a few people. We got Lady Red in here. We got Star. We got Risky P. We got Eddie. We got K. We got Queen B. And we have Scotty Blaze. And we have Oh Lord, Oscar. I'm just gonna say Oscar. I can't say that first name. I don't want to butcher it, brother. And we got Minister One. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining in. I love the fact that you all are here. And if you don't mind, if you have a minute, give us a call 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We love to have your input. We're talking about how powerful is a sincere apology. How powerful is a sincere apology? What is a sincere apology? What do you and before we even get there, facts. Appreciate that, big boy. Appreciate that. Let me ask you this: what would you consider a sincere apology? What do you consider? What will be in your eyes from where you are? What will be a sincere apology? Would you question them? Good morning. Is that the phone number behind you? No, that's the old number. I'm getting a new banner with the new number on it. The new number is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3501. 508-924-3521. That's the new number. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Todd? How you doing? Doing good. Let me see. Greetings from Malaysia. We got Malaysia checking us out this morning. Definitely appreciate you. When they looked into your eyes and do not do anything more except apologize. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful. Yes, and give us a call if y'all are available. I'm good. Thank you, dude. Yeah, good to have you. Good to have you. And give us a call this morning. Let me know. Let me know what do you consider to be a sincere apology? A sincere apology. Um, if they sitting there, what if, now look, what if they're saying words that sound sincere? What if they're saying words that sound sincere, but you can see a little smirk on their face? You see a little smirk on their face. Let me see. And because of the fact that you see that little smirk on their face, do you take their apology seriously? Do you take their apology seriously at all? Because there's a little smirk there. What do you do? Do you just look them in the face and wishing? Yeah, I put the number up on the chat thing. Give me 1 second, y'all. They want the number on the chat thing. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna post this number. Hold on 1 second. 2 seconds. There you go. Hope that wasn't too long. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We love to hear from you. If they're apologizing to you, uh, watch this. Watch this. What if they're apologizing to you and want you to believe that it's a sincere apology, but they don't stop what they're doing? They well, I'm sorry that you and they're doing all kind of things while they talk to you. I'm sorry that you feel it as though I offended you. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but and they don't make eye contact. Excuse me. They don't make eye contact with you. They don't stop what they're doing. It's all in the midst. Well, I can't stop work. I got so much work to do. I got so much work to do. I can't stop right now. I can't stop right now. But excuse me, because of the fact that you cannot know that's not a sincere. Exactly. I don't think it is either. Lynn, I don't think it is it either. But they're working. And what if you know this? Maybe it's your boss, and you know your boss is very busy. Y'all got different deadlines that y'all have to meet, but he or she does not take the time to just stop and pause what they're doing. Stop and pause what they're doing. They know they've done you wrong. They've wronged you. But they do not take that moment, do not take that opportunity to stop what they're doing and apologize. Okay, you do see the number. Good. Oh, you do see the number, or you do not see the number. The numbers up there is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. If you don't see it, that's the number. But it's actually, oh, you do not? Yeah, it's right there above you. Just scroll down. It's right there. 508-924-3521. It's there. It's there. I just put it there. And if you get an opportunity, give us a call. We love to have you. Apologies or something, man. What if a person come to you, and there's so many different layers to this thing. What if somebody come to you 3 years later, and you've been dealing with this thing, you've been dealing with this hurt for 3 years, and they come to you 3 years later after you've dealt with the pain and aggravation of the moment that had happened to you, and they want to apologize? What are you looking for in that apology? What are you looking for in that apology? Lance said it all depends on what happened. Okay, let's put a situation out there. What if it's a person that you've been in a relationship with, and they say they cheated on you. Y'all was separated for a minute. Y'all was, and see, this is good. Y'all was separated for a minute, but a week or two into the separation, they went out there and they had adult activities with someone else. And then y'all decided y'all gonna get back together, and they come and they say, well, I have something I have to tell you. I have something I have to apologize to you for. While we were apart, while we were separated, we got a caller. While we were separated, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Tucson, from Pascagoula, Mississippi.
No, man, no, man. No, man, you are from Apollo, Mississippi. That's where you from, brother. I know that city very well. Tucson, we talking this morning, brother, and good to have you, man. Definitely, I appreciate you calling in. We talking this morning about how powerful. I'm sorry, how powerful is a sincere apology? How powerful is a sincere apology?
It's life changing.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually go forward.
Mm-hmm.
You have a sense of closure.
Okay.
You'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it can fix relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go your separate ways.
Wow.
You don't really have to keep the bond to have forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I heard you say, "Oh, they cheated on you." Well, I'm sorry. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. Because evidently,
now,
that's what you wanted to do.
Do you mean move on with the relationship or move on without the relationship?
Depends on the people.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on if you willing to have a sincere forgiveness, then you can keep the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You do you know you can. It's possible.
Yeah.
But you have to have a genuine forgiveness or apology.
Now, I said something a minute ago to something. Now, if it's your boss that did this to you, and you know that y'all in a very crunch situation, y'all in crunch, it's crunch time. Y'all got to finish this huge project that's gonna make the difference for the whole year. And they call you into the office, and when they call you into the office, they're all over the desk. They're doing all kind of things. They're writing stuff down and on the computer, and they apologize to you. They apologize to you, but they don't make the eye contact. They and the verbiage is sincere, but they're doing it in the midst of still working. Don't stop working at all. And then when they get finished apologizing to you, they say, "Okay, you can go on back to work now." How do you receive that?
Oh, really?
Two sons. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how I received that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta look a person in the eye, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have eye contact at least.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, you just going through the motion. I would take it like you're just going through the motions. You're covering your tail.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time on jobs, after something happens, they have a training for it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Say it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a accident, for instance, on the job, the next day or the next week or that week, they have a training on that type of accident.
Mm-hmm.
You should have had it prior to.
Yep. It should have been a preventive
Because
measure.
now,
Mm-hmm.
right. So what you're doing is covering your tail.
Mm-hmm.
And same way, if something happens on the job and they steady writing on the desk and they say, well, I apologize. Well, somebody had to talk to them about that. Because
Yeah.
let me tell you what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You come at me, I don't care what position you have. If you come cross with me,
Mm-hmm.
I know you work for somebody and they gonna know it. I promise you. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
rat. I just follow policy. Don't raise
Mm-hmm.
your voice. Don't do
Mm-hmm.
that. And I tell them right off. I say, hold up, let's start this conversation all over again.
Yeah.
Because we can't talk like that. Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even take emails with all capital letters demanding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I need this right here, and all of them cap. You know what I respond? I never did like big words.
We got another. Hold on, so you stay right there. Don't you move, brother. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Morning around here. It's Kurt from Charm City, baby.
Kurt, what's going on with you?
Man?
Baltimore, man.
What's poppin'?
Boy, y'all pulled that thing out last night, didn't you? Y'all pulled that thing.
As a coach, I'm still not pleased, man.
No.
As a coach, I take the win, but I'm still not pleased, man.
Man, listen, y'all played against a powerhouse, though, bro. You got to take that win.
Yeah, I take the win. I take the win, but my fear right now, brother, that we gonna turn into the old San Diego Chargers. You remember back in the day when we first started watching football, San Diego put up 65 points and still lose the game, 68 to 65.
Yeah.
Poor Dan Fouts.
Mm-hmm. Man, and he did his part now.
We still got some work to do, man. They're a young, injured, hurt up team, man.
Mm-hmm.
And, I ain't never seen nothing like this right here, where you start the season with 15 of your starters. Not 15 players, 15 of your starters, and they all out for the season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I ain't never seen it before, so let's see what happens, man. You know what I mean? Paul Lamar, he out there running for his life.
It's gonna be interesting.
But all those naysayers, I will say this, all those naysayers and people who wanted to try and put that boy in anything other than the fact that he's a quarterback, they need to go get in the clown car, man. That's gonna be my saying, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
Go get in the clown car.
Exactly. Now, Kurt, let me ask you this.
What's going on, brother?
We got this conversation going on this morning, man, and what we're talking about is how powerful is let me see, now you need to apologize to me. You got me off topic. I do apologize, Lynn. I do apologize. But let me ask you this: how powerful, Kurt, is a sincere apology? How powerful is a sincere apology?
Oh, it's real powerful, man. You said a sincere apology?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, a sincere apology is real powerful, because a sincere apology yields forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it all, when your apology is sincere, that's realistically all the person apologizing wanted was to be forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
And the feeling that the person receiving the apology gives from that forgiveness is clarity, man. That a sincere apology can heal all wounds, brother.
Mm-hmm. 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 Now, Kurt,
I ain't say put no Band-Aid on it. I said heal. It's really, sincere apologies can really cause a healing, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. Now, how do you gauge a sincere apology, Kurt? What does a sincere apology look like? What does it sound like?
Well, you can't gauge that, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's man's, if I could say it, that's man's biggest fault. is man has a measurement for everything that's done.
Mm-hmm.
And man has boxes that need to be checked for everything that's done. And as a result of having those boxes or those measurements, man can tend to not even receive certain things or
and you go through that motion of not even knowing what you're apologizing for. That's to me, honestly speaking, to me, that's a sincere waste of time. That's just a waste of time. I'm going back into the phone line now. I bet
There
you
are two
they're gonna still be talking
participants
about.
in the conference. Please announce yourself.
All right. I got kicked off there. I got kicked off. I didn't hear the last part of what was being said there. So y'all help me out, help me understand what was being said. I missed something. Kurt, you still there? I think we lost in the midst of that. I think we lost Kurt. Hopefully hopefully he'll call back in. But you people are asking for the numbers. So people do not know how to apologize. Yeah, some people do not know how. Lynn, you're absolutely right. Some people just don't know how to apologize, and that's an issue. Tucson, what do you say? And Lynn said that some people just do not know how to apologize. Now, Tucson, is that an issue? Is that a problem?
Well, I'm sorry then.
Mm-hmm.
How you take that? How you take that?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You got that right. You sorry. Now apologize.
Yeah. But see, sometimes, Kirk, I see we got you back, brother. We got disconnected there for a second. I'm coming right back to you in just a second. Hold fast for me. But Tucson, that's an issue though, because a lot of time people have no idea what they're apologizing for, how to apologize, or whether apology is even merited.
All you really have to do is say I'm sorry.
For what though? For what? What do you apologize? See, and that's the thing I'm saying about with the kids. A lot of time with young people, you tell them, now you go over there and apologize. You've seen it happen before. Now you go over there and apologize. Okay. They go over there. I'm sorry. What you sorry for? Oh no, mama told me to apologize, or daddy told me to apologize. Come on, man. Talk to me, brother. I know you've seen it.
Yeah, well, that ain't genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, well, when we was coming up, if you didn't, you would be sorry.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cause your seat gonna get heated up.
Gonna make you sincere.
Yeah, go heat that seat up. That seat gonna be heated up a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know, we were being taught a sense of respect and honor,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, when at a certain point, you know, when you fall out with friends every day, we fight every day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about we meet each other, fight, and but sometimes the fight, you know, we would just that was the routine. We wouldn't say, "Hey, we'll punch each other in the chest."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
how we would say good morning. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it would get out of hand and it turned into a real squabble.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to come back a little while later and say, "Man, I'm sorry. I didn't intend for it to go like that."
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
man, you punched me in my chin,
Exactly. Exactly. And you punched me hard.
and then you know, yeah, you punched me. I had friends actually. He did that. He'd always seem to miss your chest and punch you in the chin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
He was a big dude, so I'd kick him in the shins. That way he have to go down. Then I elbow him in the back of the head.
Yeah. So you had a plan.
Oh yeah, I always got a plan.
There you go.
But after that, you would have to say, man, you know, uh, man, I didn't mean for it to go like that. You know, we tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, but you did me like that. It would turn into a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and we would hash it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just say I'm sorry, and you don't know the reasoning behind how it all happened,
Yep.
you're not gonna be sorry at all.
At all.
That's not a apology. That's not genuine.
No. No.
You know, even and even when we have relationship that causes there a need to apologize, you got to talk it through
Mm-hmm.
because it just didn't happen. Just sometimes things build up, and so you got to say, you know, um, there was this or that happened to bring this to this point, and if we would talk it out, maybe perhaps we can get to the point that it don't happen again.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And Lynn said, that's back in the day. Today's back in the day, today is not, I'm trying to read it across the room. It's not like the people just today, people just don't give a, and she did, doo-doo. She did one of them words, you know what I mean? So I can't, yeah, she said, that's back in the day. Today is not like that. People just don't give a doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Kurt, what do you say to that, brother? Has the time changed that much?
Oh, the times have absolutely changed. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I mean, and you know what? I hate to bring this up. You know, I really do. But the times have not only changed, but the times have been justifiably has been just the change has been justified.
Mm.
You know,
Now,
when you have certain
explain to me what you mean by saying that, Kurt. Explain that to me.
okay, when you have certain people
Mm-hmm.
that display certain behaviors that is accepted to that is accepted by a large percentage of a given population and or segment in society,
Mm-hmm.
it has a propensity to completely alter or make that which was not accepted acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, the changes that we've seen, especially the negative changes that we've seen, those very same negative behaviors were displayed in the highest office in the land.
Mm-hmm.
So the human mind says at some point the human mind will always be a child.
Mm.
That's why as you get older, you revert back to from whence you came.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so with that being said, you know, oh well, if such and such can do it, so cannot.
Mm.
And I've had friends and been talking in certain circles, and they caught their children, they little small children in a little wee wee. You know what I mean by little wee wee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And my guy told me his son looked at him and said, "Well, Daddy, the president does it all the time."
Mm.
You
Mm.
know, so this sense of reckless behavior and reckless uh,
Abandoned.
abandonment
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
of morals and proper values has been displayed from the highest office in the land, and it's going to take every bit of 8 to 10 years to prove that this is not what, who, and why we are.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, that's good. That's good. Toussaint, mute your line for me, Kirk. Now, Toussaint,
Yeah, I got you.
what is on your heart concerning this here, man? Because there's a lot being said, and we're talking about in our main core is apology. We're talking about apology, and Lynn was saying several times that people just do not know how to apologize, don't know this how to be sincere in apology. Kurt said earlier that an apology is like healing, is like a healing factor, not putting a band-aid on it, but an absolute healing factor. What do you say, Toussaint?
So now, can a wounded person have a genuine apology?
Mm.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a wounded society.
Yes, we do.
And a selfish.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Selfish.
Mm-hmm.
All about us.
Mm-hmm.
The next person really don't matter.
Mm.
If you don't like my apology the way I gave it to you, the heck with you.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pause.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
I can go on about my business. If you don't take it, good. Well, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What else you want me to tell you?
Mm-hmm.
This is the mentality of society.
Hey, Toussaint, what happens? What happened when you said, man, that I appreciate you coming over here, and I appreciate you coming and present yourself before me, man. But that wasn't that apology wasn't too sincere, brother. You didn't tell me what it is you apologizing for, why you apology, and all. That just didn't seem. And then they get angry. Now they get defensive because a lot of times, we get very defensive sometimes, Toussaint. That's just what we do. We get very defensive. And in that defense, we say, well, man, look, I came over here to apologize. You talking about it ain't sincere. Man, look, don't even worry about it, man. As a matter of fact, I ain't mean it no way. Bye. And walk away. And walk away.
Exactly. That's it right there. That's it. I didn't mean it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Hey, can I chime in on that one, Raheem?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
I'm a strong and firm believer in men being men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the cat that carried like that, right? I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Go sit in a clown club.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cause you parading around here as if you're a man, but in all reality, you're a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you play back what you just said, right, that sounds like something like a kid would say.
Childish. It's very childish. Yes.
Because because a man understands. Okay, a man really understands. An adult, period, understands accountability.
Mm-hmm.
They understand that what I did was out of pocket, so I can go to this other man. I'm gonna tell you the most admirable thing to me, above all other things, pretty much, is a man being able to come to another man and apologize.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, man, my bad, man. I was out of pocket. If there's anything I can do to right that wrong, then by all means let me know, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Some people
But see,
say,
Kurt,
you
a
know
lot
what
of
I
times,
mean,
let me
like I
say
can
this to
be
you. Let
too
me say this to you.
sensitive.
Let me say this to you, Kurt.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times, man, and this is a sad part of the reality as well. A lot of times we just don't know how to forgive. We just don't know how to forgive. And somebody come to us, and that seems genuine right there. That doesn't seem like a genuine apology. And the other person will say, because people don't know how to forgive, yeah, I tell you what you can do. I tell you what you can do for me. You can get out my face. You can get out my face. And hold on now you feel now you really feeling some kind of way because you made yourself vulnerable and you went to this person. You went to this person and you wanted to genuinely apologize to this person and let them know what I did, man. It's totally out of character. That's not who I am. I want to apologize to you. I want to tell you I'm sorry. Whatever I need to do to make this thing right, I'm willing to do it, brother, because I was wrong and I'm sorry. What can I do?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I thought about?
What's that?
Falling out with somebody you're close to,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all come back together,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody says anything.
Don't say a word. Don't say a word. It's like business
And
as
then
usual.
before you know it, I feel you, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like you don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the other person is, so y'all just sit there and just don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Then before you know it, man, let's go get us something to eat.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, that don't
And
make
it's, and it's
the hurt go. I understand when you go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your thought, but that don't make it go away though.
no, but I'm saying, yeah, but you know the people, you know how a person is.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that there are some people that I've been around for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how they are, and I know that it's hard for some people to say, "I'm sorry,"
Yeah. Yeah.
or they don't know how to put their words together.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Even in marriages and
Mm-hmm.
relationships, you sit there instead of you may have a heated conversation, and if y'all get back to the point y'all sitting down watching TV, and you don't really jump right back into the conversation, but you just sit there, and before you know it, your hand moves up a little bit closer,
Mm-hmm.
or they lean the hand over your shoulder, and um, then you say, I didn't mean it like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know what I'm saying?
Or just like this. Hey, bro, we good, right? We good, right? We good.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
What you mean? We good, man? Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Come
But
on, man.
You know what?
exactly.
Got squid. Let's
You
get
know what?
twisted.
Mm-hmm. Go
When
ahead.
you really have a bond with somebody, man, you ever had an argument with your significant other or your wife, right? And y'all had this argument. The argument is over, and y'all may be sitting down. It's that awkward moment of silence. I ain't gonna lie, it's awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then y'all just start busting out laughing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
because the both of y'all come to terms with we was arguing about some fracadackle bull crap. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
and even in that, there's an apology, and it's an apology that's not said; it's felt.
Mm-hmm.
I've had experiences like that, even down to me and my business partner. We had gotten to a dispute, um, and I mean, we had an argument. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I was blown because of all people that I would argue with, I've never argued with my business partner.
Yeah.
Growing up when we was kids,
Mm-hmm.
never. And we had this argument, right? And we got this argument, and then afterwards, we just bust out laughing
Yeah. Yeah.
because it was crazy. What we was arguing for was it was BS.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings was in one place, his feelings was in another, and we let our male prowess get in the way
Yep.
of, yo, you
Yep.
know what? I got the right to feel like I feel. You got the right to feel like you feel. I've had that situation with my wife, man. We was in a drag out argument one day, and when it came my time, I said something, but like even when I'm angry, I'm the type that I will work to find some humor in what I'm
Yeah,
angry about, because
absolutely.
that keeps me from going over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And I found some humor in this situation, and I said something to the effect of, you know, if I was to take that, if I was to take what's going on as truth, I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And it was something funny, but it was the humor that I found.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I said it, man, her tears dried up and she just bust out laughing and fell to the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because she not only understood at that minute, in that moment, my feelings, but she understood exactly where I was coming from.
Yeah.
So, sometimes in America, unlike other countries, sometimes in America, we kind of tend to take things a little too serious.
Yeah, we do.
Like, like everything is Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
Like every argument is the end of civilization as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
And most times it's not. Like, to be honest with you, having a disagreement or having an argument can be healthy.
Yes, I was thinking that same thing.
Because it allows for you, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
allows for you to find out some things
Mm-hmm.
about a given person, Well, I don't know, man. I mean,
let you pull back some layers. It allows you to pull back some layers sometimes.
Yeah, I sometimes I think I need to consistently be right, and never be wrong can be a horrible disease.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let me say hello to some people. Let me shout some people out. Jay, good to have you. Deborah, good to have you. Vitamin D. Okay, that's an interesting name. Good to have you as well. Pretty girl, good to have you. Suzanne Turner, good to have you as well. Chase, Sean, what's that? LNW, Brick City Green, good to have you as well. And we got I guess there's two. I can't think of what, I can't see what that is, but good to have you as well. You know who you are. Definitely glad to have you. Give us a call, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We're talking about how powerful is a sincere apology. Tucson, question for you. Do men and women apologize in the same way?
No. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no. I don't know where you're about to go, brother, but I don't know if I need to be scared. I don't know, but go ahead. What do you say to that? Do we apologize the same?
All their emotions are in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're more sincere than we are.
Wow.
And I'm just saying, it's like an agenda when it comes to a man.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I got to.
If we have a dispute, a man and woman, and we're a couple, husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case, is a man apologize? Is it more or less to somewhat keep peace, or is it sincere? Because I think a lady is more sincere. I agree with you with that. But do we apologize sometimes just to keep the peace? Lord, geez, I just want to be able to go late. Huh?
Let's move on. Let's move on. Come on, man. I mean, look, I'm sorry. That's because you're sleeping on the couch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And look, y'all stop that. Stop it. Stop sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
I ain't sleeping on the couch. No, don't do that. Y'all, if you got to stay on your side of the bed, that ain't good either. That ain't good either. Stop it. Because that's because you want to get back to why y'all together in the first place. But a man, he's like, you never want her to be quiet. You want to listen to what I'm saying. You don't want her. You want her to shut up. You don't want her to be quiet.
Mm-hmm. You just want to stop talking about what she's talking about right now.
But you don't want her silent on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when a woman is not saying nothing, she planning.
Oh, she dangerous then, brother. Oh, she dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what grits what if you gonna eat the grits or feel it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you're
Exactly.
thinking about something. Look, I'll say this and then shut up. And I got something else I wanted to say, but I'll save it for later. But look, she'll be silent and don't let it go on for a while. You'll find out that you go home after work and your neighbor say, I didn't know y'all was moving.
Mm. Mm. Look again. Or like we said, I think it was Friday, we said, ain't no sense in going home. Joey's got your girl and gone. Ain't no sense in going home. That's the old school that y'all old heads. Y'all know what that song is. Ain't no sense in going home. Jody got your girl and gone. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? Do we apologize to Saint Kurt?
No, we don't. No, we don't. But when we are joined at the hip, the apology is always accepted the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Like you all, when we joined at the hip, there's more. This is what I think. I think that when we joined at the hip, there's more of a blessing.
Mm.
And there's more of a there's more of an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Than if we just two people existing in one relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't apologize the same. And to be honest, I don't think that true expectation expects for us to apologize the same.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna be honest, I believe women get away with their apologies. I think they get away with it. We don't hold them to the same measurement that we're held to when we have to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not no knock to women, because I mean, us men, one, we allow that. Two, I mean, it is what it is. It's just a part of the natural design of things.
So basically, what I'm hearing you
That's
say, Kurt, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be off a little bit. We give women a pass.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. And any woman that don't want that ain't willing to admit that is not being honest with themselves. Like if a dude mess up, you gotta come home with flowers. He might have to buy a new diamond. He might have to buy a new car. There's a number of things that this dude must do to quote unquote get himself out the doghouse. Now I'm like, down. Listen, I don't care how angry we are. I'm not sleeping on no couch.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad for my back, bad for my knees, it's bad for my neck. We just have to sleep bookie to bookie, but I'm not sleeping on no couch, man. No,
I'm gonna
That's
tell you
not
something.
good for my health.
No. On the contrary, fella. Look at him. Sometimes sleeping on that couch could be the best thing for your health.
Man, listen, no. I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do it. I'm not sleeping. You that angry? You go sleep on the couch. How about that? How about that? You that mad? You not coming to bed? You that angry? You go sleep on the couch. Well, I got to go sleep on the couch. Now, I will sleep in a guest bedroom, but I'm not gonna go sleep on no couch.
What's the difference? You still ain't in the bed.
No.
You still ain't in the bed. I mean, I understand, the bed is more comfortable than the couch. I understand that thing, but you still ain't in the bed. No, I mean, you're in a different room.
I'm in a bed that I own, god dog on it, but I'm not sleeping on no couch right now. No. No,
Mm.
no, it's bad enough. I'm angry, so it's gonna be hard for me to go to sleep because I can't go to sleep bad.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm laying in an uncomfortable position for the next 6 to 8 hours
Mm.
on a couch. No, brother.
Mm.
No, I'm not doing that. No, 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 no.
Let me do some shout outs. Ms. Lady, good to have you. Sheena, good to have you as well. Irvin Lewis, good to have you. Terrell and Juan Daniels, good to have you all. The phone number is 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We're asking the question this morning: how powerful is a sincere apology? Tucson, talk to me, brother. And y'all talking about y'all ain't gonna sleep on that couch, man. Y'all going to guest bedroom. You still ain't you still ain't in the bed. You still ain't in the right bed. Go ahead.
Let me say this. This is Bishop's favorite scripture.
Mm-hmm.
It is better to live in the corner of the rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
Corner of a tin roof.
Mm-hmm.
In a deal with a boss and nagging
woman in a wide house.
Wow.
Look, you say, look, it's better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house.
Ladies, I need some.
Six bedrooms, and she mad.
6 bedrooms.
You gonna have.
Well, you'll be in a different.
Have problems.
You'll be sleeping in a different bedroom every night until she's not mad anymore, and you can go in the one that you want to be in. You'll be sleeping in a different bedroom every night.
Better you know what they're saying? It's better to sleep on the roof.
Yes, sir. And I'm looking for some of my ladies to call in because we giving out our man standpoint. So, ladies, if you have a couple of minutes, give us a call. We want to hear from you. What do you say to that? We talking. Huh?
I want to throw this out here because I know she'll come.
Okay.
Both of them. Just think for a second. It ain't gonna take you long to say I'm sorry. Can you imagine Toya or Cassandra being mad at you?
But where my sisters at this morning? What look, I want to hear from them directly. Where my sisters at this morning? Y'all give us a call.
No, hey, I gotta say it though. I would be more. Ladies, don't take this the wrong way, but I would be more hurt if Cassandra was mad at me than if Toya was mad at me.
Why is that?
Because Cassandra is she remind me, even though she older than me, and that's my sister, but she remind me of the sister that the one that you hug all the time. You know what I mean? The one that you like you work to try your best to keep her from harm. And then when Cassandra get mad at you, Cassandra, Toya's anger, Toya get mad at you. You know what's coming. Like Cassandra, you don't know what's coming. She might hit you with a Bible, then smack you with a brick. Toya just gonna hit you with the brick. That's just it.
Yeah.
Toya might hit you with a brick and then turn around and grab a chair and finish you off. But Cassandra, you don't know what's coming. She might beat you up and pray for you. It's like, both of them two special women, but one just a little more hard body. I ain't gonna say a little more hard body, but one just got an aroma of toughness that says, nah, if I had to go here, I ain't thinking about it. Listen, God's gonna forgive me. The other one has this vibe like, if I have to go here, I'm gonna pray for you first, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's the cutest thing in the world, man. They like night and day. You should get them to do a show, because that would be
gonna come with a Bible verse.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. That would be like Shannon and Skip. they like Shannon and Skip.
Oh man, man, I'm just waiting on them two to call in because I really want to hear.
I got one.
Go ahead.
K with an E.
Oh man, yeah, man, look here, boy. We got some powerful women on this broadcast here, brother. We got some powerful women that ain't going for no mess, ain't going for no. They're battle tested, tried and true, and they gonna give it to you 100. Listen, I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna switch topic just for a second, but we're gonna go right back to our regular topic. Kurt, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your line, brother.
Yeah, my bad, bro. My bad.
Okay. I asked a question earlier, and what we was talking about earlier before you all came on. A lot of times people will say, "I don't want to seem racist. I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to come off or appear to be racist." Toussaint, and none of us want to have that thing placed on us where we racist or people say that we're racist. We don't want that. Nobody does. No good person does. But I said this morning that in order for racism to go away, in order for us to combat racism, good morning, Kansas City. In order for us to combat racism, we have to have that open and honest dialogue. We have to all come together, man, and in some kind of platform and really talk open and honestly. What is it you don't like about me? What is it that I do to you that offends you so much? Or is it just the way that I look? And we have to have that honest, true, pour back all the layers conversation in order for us to get rid of this racism thing. Toussaint, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm glad you went there because I thought about it. I keep visualizing these Caucasians on their knees apologizing to a group of black African Americans or whatever you want to call them. And I'm saying to myself, here's what I say when I see that. Please. Now it may be genuine, but it don't fix nothing. Because there are countless more that is not going to ever be apologetic for the way they actually feel. You don't have to be sorry about that. I know you go to the Klan meeting. That's just who you are. I can tell by your work ethic. I'm sorry.
That's Toussaint, y'all. That's Toussaint.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. Donald, you in something.
Y'all see what I have to deal with every day, right? Y'all see, right? Y'all see what I have to deal with now. Okay, that's what I have to deal with right here. Go ahead, Toussaint.
No, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. they sorry, but listen to the sermon they preach.
No, you're absolutely right. The reason why I'm laughing is because I had an uncle named Ellis. Right, that's my mama's oldest brother. And you know, my mama and them from Ranch. They from Ranch and Macon and Albany and all that. And my uncle Ellis, they used to call him Rockfish. That's what his hammer was, Rockfish.
Good Lord.
And one time we sat around talking. And he looked at my Uncle Jerry, and we were talking about, you know, prejudice, you know what I mean, being prejudiced or whatever. And he said, listen here, Bo. He said, I don't know why they got to act like that. Why they trying to apologize? Apologize to who? I know you go to the Klan meeting. And I just thought about that because, you know, when you live in the rural South, like I lived in the rural South for 20 years, right? Not counting my years as a teenager when I lived in the rural South. And when I lived in the rural South, I lived in a small town called Ridgeway, South Carolina.
Yes.
Right? And, you know, being a Mason, you know, you had a Black Lodge and then there was a white lodge.
Mm-hmm.
And these folks would parade around, speak to you and everything, like you didn't know, like we didn't know that same lodge, you know, no disrespect to the bros, but that same lodge held Klan meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
I used to be, you know, I go through town, you know, get me a cup of coffee, whatever, before work. And these folk would speak to me. And I'm like, man, hold on. I know you know that I know that you go to the Klan meeting every week.
Mm-hmm. 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 Exactly.
And it's comical to me. You know what I mean? So that's why I was laughing. I'm sorry, Donald. I didn't mean to take your thought out.
But see, and that's the thing. That's the thing right there, man. This thing called racism, man. It's been a part of. It's been a cancer in our society for a long time. What do we have to do? How do we and outside of conversation? Because my thing is, let's just come to the table, and some of the time, some of the conversation that we may have at that particular table may not be pleasant.
Down there where y'all at, Raheem, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Down there where y'all at, just being real and true and serious right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can even find humor in the racist movement. The white nationalist movement is funny as all get out. If you ever really pay attention, it is hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
right? But to keep it real with you, man, above what everybody's doing around the country, I'm gonna tell you who really got the real idea. And if you can, brother, please find out her name for me, because I want to send her some money to support her campaign.
Mm-hmm.
That councilwoman y'all got down there in Gwinnett County, that black councilwoman has I ain't gonna say the blueprint to fight against racism, but she has the foundation for which we could build the fight against racism more. And see, the problem with it, in my opinion, is this. The majority of people in America, black, white, or candy stripe, are trying to fight against the same thing in a multitude of different areas. And see, that's the brilliancy in racism and institutional racism, is it'll have you fighting it one way, it'll have me fighting it another way, it'll have Donald fighting it another way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we spend time arguing about the way that we're fighting racism, and we never even realize that we're fighting the same cancer.
Yes, exactly. And
so if I take a little bit of yours, and a little bit of mine, and a little bit of Donald's, and put it together to be one, then we can address the real issue, and we can cover all bases.
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening, what appears to be happening, is the fight against racism and white nationalism is not being fought with a concerted effort. The other day, and I'll end with this. The other day, you had that young lady from the NAACP on, right?
Yes.
And what I was saying was, if you want to combat racism, we have addressed all the issues of what racism is.
Mm-hmm.
We have addressed why racism is apparent. The Kerner report, a report written by a group of white men, powerful white men, told America 60 years ago, 70 years ago, look, the biggest problem in America is racism, institutional, psychological, the whole nine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people on the other side of this spectrum can always say, no, that's not true, because, for example, we allowed for black folks to go to school. So if you didn't go to school, that's on you. Or we allowed this, or we allowed that. We allowed this, we allowed that. What you have to do, in my opinion, is start to tell the people how these things was done.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just assume that people know, or assume that people gonna get up and go and research that. They not.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like when you look at it on the other spectrum. When you hear, for example, if I say welfare queen, honestly, if I say welfare queen, what's the first ethnicity and or race that comes to your mind?
They want you to think that it's us actually.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it has been statistically proven that more white folk get government assistance in terms of welfare, food stamps, and all that than black folk, right?
Mm-hmm.
But see, we never talk about that and we never stay on it. We'll mention it and then get off of it. We never talk about that and put the empirical data out there. But that girl down there in Gwinnett County, she wants to put African American, the diaspora of African history into the curriculum, into the history curriculum as just a class just by itself. So, for example, if you take, of course, you're going to have to take American government because you got to pass the citizenship exam in order to graduate. Okay. But everything else, world history, that's not a man. I mean, it's mandated now, but that same African class can be a mandate and it can be a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So if you choose to take African American history, you could take African American history in place of world history,
Okay.
or in place of I forget the third history that they made you take. I forget it now, but I know when I graduated, I had to have three. I had to have American government, world history, and there was another history I had to take, but I can't remember what it was. But the American government, that you got to take that. But your
Mm-hmm.
other two history classes could be classes that you choose. But they fought against that girl down there because the fear is when you start to talk about African American history and you dive right into it, the fear is the kids are going to now learn the truth. So now the
Exactly.
kids are going to have a choice
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, nah, that was wrong, or you know, that was right. So I think old girl down there in Gwinnett County should be,
She on to something. She's on to something.
you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't talk about her. The media did not jump on that. They was on that for one day. There was a write up in the paper, in the national paper. There was a write up, and that was it. There was never a topic of discussion on it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think on a national level, we should dive into that situation because I think that situation, brother, really, really needs to be addressed. And I think that is the foundation of rooting out and or destroying racism in America.
Good
It's the
deal.
proper education.
Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a part of it. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I think that's me. Good morning, y'all. Toy with the T, calling from Atlanta.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. We got one topic we're talking. We got the main topic we're talking about, but right now we're talking about racism, and we're gonna jump back to our main topic in just a minute. But I want to hear your take on this. A lot of time people are say when you want to talk about something, when you want to talk about this topic, a lot of time people, I don't want to come off as being a racist. I don't want to appear as I'm a racist or something like this. But my thing, I say Toyota, Lord, my thing, Toya, is we have to have the conversation. We have to have the dialogue. We have to sit at that table and really have that conversation. Why don't you like me? What did I do to you? Is it because of the way I look? What is it that's fueling you to hate me so much? And until we have that conversation, I don't think this racism, this cancer that is racism, will ever go away. What do you say to that?
Right. I don't know. I think it's deeper than that, but absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a culture. It's an embedded culture. It's an embedded way of life for some people.
Mm-hmm.
So we may never get the opportunity to change some, minds, because it is what it is. But most importantly, I think that we discussed the healing, and I think that's what America needs overall. We got to heal, and I think that's a part that we are facing. We got to start facing some of the things that we've done wrong, and the healing process, I think, is to start coming up with ways that support
Mm-hmm.
activities of togetherness than separation.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We can't continue to uh, have the disparity in the communities, like the systematic, right? We surrounded by people who don't want to give us jobs, who don't want anything better for us, who don't want us to have anything, don't give us anything, but then they come in and infiltrate with sting operations and set up drugs and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Mm-hmm.
gotta start working on that healing process. And until we do that, we might have an issue. You know, we the people. There's some people in high places who I'm not gonna say have a magic wand, but they have enough power and resources to really stop, take a minute, and say, "Hey, we need to do something on humanity and
Mm-hmm.
start building things to help everyone." You understand what I'm saying? From the
Mm-hmm.
inside out, like the same campaign and the energy they use for Corona, they use that same campaign to start changing some of the other efforts in the community.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're going to be held accountable. So, you know, I don't know how important racism is on the list in America over everything else.
And see, it's amazing how they put financial gain, financial literacy, and start making money, capitalism, if you will, above getting rid of a cancer that's destroying everything. Everything. Racism is destroying.
Right.
Yes.
I'm curious. I gotta ask this. From a historical point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
I, I heard you say it's amazing how. Let me make sure that I heard this right. You said it's amazing how they put capitalism above everything else.
Yes.
In so many words, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, if you look at the ideology of racism or classism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think racism is a baby born of classism.
Mm-hmm.
And you look in certain cultures, historical data, capitalism, when used incorrectly, has always been one of the root causes and or the perpetuating force to racism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you really like study and do the history, right? When you look at a specific culture and where they come from.
Hey Kurt, let me step in on you one. Let me step in on you 1 second, brother. And I'm gonna ask you this. Is just from where you was going. This just popped on me. How is it that individuals that came here on these soils because they wanted to start a brand new life for themselves and have another opportunity to advance and to have things and to build their lives in a positive. How can those very people that came here for a new way of life, for a new opportunity, tell somebody else they can't do the same thing when that Statue of Liberty is something to the effect of send me your this and send me your that and send me your that. We will be that melting pot.
Send me your tired, send me your poor, send me your
Yes,
hungry.
exactly.
Well, first and foremost, we have to accept a very, very inconvenient truth.
Mm-hmm.
One that nobody realistically, most people won't talk about. But I'm not telling y'all no lie. I'm just telling you what's historically true.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those who came here were criminals.
Yes, absolutely.
Rejects.
Rejects.
Listen, I'm not fudging. This is in the history
Yeah,
books.
they were rejects. Absolutely.
The America, and you know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
The Americas was a sentence
Mm-hmm.
for the royal. It was a sentence given to the royal. What's the word I'm looking for, Raheem? The royal governing body.
Mm-hmm.
In European countries.
Yeah.
Instead of killing Sir Isaac Duke,
mm-hmm.
they would sentence Sir Isaac Duke.
Leah, did you get the wire call at 257? Leah, did you get the white call at 257, please. Thank you.
To a lifetime in the Americas. Now, Sir Isaac may have been a rapist.
Yep.
He may have stolen thousands of dollars from the king and queen, but the royal did not want to display to the his. If it was a regular, common, everyday peasant, they would have been burned at the stake or hung or put in front of the firing squad and killed. But because he was a part of the royal court, he was allotted the opportunity to be banished from the island, right? So we have to accept the inconvenient truth that a lot of them who came here initially were criminals.
Exactly.
Then, of course, listen, you can't go nowhere and poor folk not show up. Poor folk going to show up. If there's any kind of promise anywhere else, they're going to show up to get that promise. Everybody poor want to live a better life. So in understanding that, you got to understand, we have to understand how this racism thing was really initially, in my mind, was cloaked in classism. It was either you was royal, the royal court, or you was a peasant.
Let me go to
you understand what I'm
exactly. Let me hold on. I want to pull some more people into the conversation. Donna, coming to you next. Toy with the T, what do you say to that, man? And Kurt is absolutely right. A lot of them was rejects. They were rejects, and they were sent here as a form of punishment. What's on your heart?
I mean, yeah, I get it, but I don't think that we really understand the diversion that they've created with racism. We can't erase the fact that people won't like people for what they do. But what they've done with racism is they've created this illusion when it comes to color. And that's what we need to always remember. We have to remember the influence that went behind or that goes behind not liking Black people. It's a campaign they used that wasn't always there before a certain time. You understand? There was a class issue, like you're saying. We went by class, not by color. But they put like this stigma about Black people out there, and it's a campaign that's out there that is deeply rooted in a majority of other outside racial communities. It's just the image that they use of like this systematic part, this image that they portray of Black people that everybody knows it. Like it's in movies, it's in songs, it's talked about as a thing that Black people do like no other race does. And that's the part we need to focus on. How they twisted the dislike of someone personally and put it into a race-based platform. And it's a marketing campaign that has been done in America. And I think, again, we have to recognize or look at either healing or rectifying situations of that across the board before we even acknowledge that it's real.
Exactly. That's good. Tucson, talk to me, brother. We got a caller. We're gonna go to the caller next. So caller, hold on. I think we got Dr. Cook on the line with us. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
If you ever, when it comes to racism, if you ever want to show genuine apology, turn yourself in.
Wow.
Here's what I'm saying. Why is it that there's one known terrorist group that has never been brought to trial? A few of them. The Klan and white supremacists. They have never been brought to trial. So if you want to say You want to feel bad or feel sorry or apologize, turn yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do.
Do you think that'll ever
Get
happen?
off no,
No.
Mm-hmm.
no, no, because you have some people that are genuinely sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They really are in their mind. But then you got somebody that sits at the same table with them that that um, I can't say what I want to say. I can't. I mean, they'll never. Remember when Geraldo decided that he was going to bring them together?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Oh
How
yeah.
did that turn out?
Broke his nose.
They like to
Mhm.
kill him.
Got his nose broke. Sure did. Got his nose broke right there,
Yeah.
right there on the set. Mm-hmm.
hmm
Dr. Cook. Good.
So
Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tucson. Finish your thought, brother.
no. But there's some people that they gonna get it because they're teaching their children that right now as we speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm
And it's terrible. And it's absolutely terrible to feed your children that poison. You're feeding your children poison. That's what you're doing, man. You're feeding your children
That's what.
poison. And if you have to equate it to something, look at it just like that. You're taking a cup of poison, putting it on the table, and giving it to your child for your child to consume it. Dr. Cook, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I am doing well. How is everyone else?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Good to have you this good to have you this morning, sister. Definitely good to have you with us. We got two topics. We're talking right now about racism, and a lot of time people say they make the excuse, and I'm gonna say it's an excuse. They say I don't want to come off as being racist. I don't want to come off as being having racism in me and all that stuff. So I'm not gonna talk about that topic.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this right here. In order for us to, you can't, and I used this analogy earlier. You can't cut your foot, the bottom of your foot, and walk around and act as though nothing is going on, like you didn't cut your foot. Then you find out a month later that you're diabetic, and now a lot of times they amputate your feet because you did not want to address the fact that you cut the bottom of your feet. You can't act as if it doesn't. You can't act as if it doesn't exist because it's growing to a larger cancer. It's going to grow into something larger and larger. It's not going to stop. You can't plant a seed and hope that it don't grow. So, Dr. Cook, what do you say to that?
Correct.
What do you say to that?
Um,
Racism.
that's correct. A lot of the hate. We all know that it's learned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I can only say from my household, I teach my children to love.
Yes.
But I make them aware of
Mm-hmm.
all the things that's going on in society.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically let them know that God gave you a mind, and you have to use it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to teach hate. I'm not going to teach that at all.
Yes.
I know one of my younger daughters, she was like a little Caucasian boy, and that's that shows you that I didn't teach them hate. But what I introduced to her, I said, you didn't you don't know any black boys of your ethnic background that's as intelligent as you think, because she likes to deal with intelligent boys.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I would call them men because they're growing up. So so you didn't see any? So she said, no, I never thought of it like that because I didn't teach them color.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I just basically introduced to her. I said, see, just look around. Talk to
Mm-hmm.
some people of your ethnic background, because there are a lot of us out there that are just as intelligent as anyone else. So, I didn't tell her that that's not what I wanted. I just said you
Mm-hmm.
need to look in your own backyard before
Yeah.
you go into someone else's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not teaching hate at all. I teach them to love everyone, and I believe that's what our culture does.
Mm-hmm.
We teach to love everyone, And so every culture needs to do the very same thing. But
Yeah.
I just had to introduce that to her
Mm-hmm.
because we
Exactly.
have to love ourselves,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, show the love of our own culture
Mm-hmm.
and show the love for all cultures. But I'm saying, why not think about yours first? And so I know that I don't teach hate, but some other people do, and a lot of people don't want to lose that what they call superiority over another race. But no
Mm-hmm.
one is superior. The only superior being is God.
Exactly. Come on.
So
Come on. Come on.
people need to realize that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you something that I used to do. When my daughters, two of my daughters was real young, the elementary school level, and they would come on. They would tell me about something that's going on in school, and I would ask them certain questions. I said, "Well, who did it?" And okay, now who did it? And I just keep asking them, tell me about that person. Okay, and they would describe the person. Well, they got this kind of hair, they got that, they wear this, and they about this tall. They would always describe the person, but they would never use color. They would never see as the black boy or the white girl, or no, they would never do that. And I thought that was so special, and I never put that in them. I never put that in them. Later, as they grew up, things, life happens and stuff like that. They started, putting that description in there. But my thing was when it was at that innocence, I would not infiltrate them with anything poison that's going to change the heart that they had in them at that particular time. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
What's on my heart in reference to has been so much talked about.
Uh,
What's
we
on my heart in reference
we're
to
gonna stay with the racism, then we're gonna get right back to our main topic right after this.
racism, man. I feel what the sister was saying. Um, all at the same time. Um, I mean, man, we got to teach our kids the truth. Like, briefly, I remember I taught my son about Roebuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people don't know. It's either Roebuck or Sears, one of the two. I can't remember which one it is. Don't start me the line.
Mm-hmm.
But when they invented, when the denim jeans was invented, right? Um, they gave them to a group of workers in West Virginia, mine workers, as a test run. And the mine
Mm-hmm.
workers, when they got back with the mine workers, they asked them basically, well, how do you like it? Everybody was in love with it. We love the material. We love blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But their only complaint was, hey, when we got to use the bathroom, even if we, for, to go and take
Number
a
one.
whiz, we have to pull our pants all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way? You know what I mean? That's our only complaint. Well, the maker of jeans, I want to say it's Levi, or it's not Sears and Roebuck. My bad. It's Levi and Strauss. So
Mm-hmm.
when Strauss sent these jeans in, he got his kickback. So then he sent the jeans to a watchmaker by the name of Levi, if I'm not mistaken. And Levi took the gears of a watch, and that's how we created the zipper.
Mm-hmm.
That's the creation of the zipper, right? But I taught my son this, and we was in Walmart one time, and as we're in Walmart, we having a conversation, you know what I mean? And my son, he was probably about in between 9 and 11 at the time. So we having a conversation. This lady is in the aisle with us, this white lady, she in the aisle with us, and she ear hustling. So my son, we talking about Black history, and we got on that topic, and my son was like, "Yeah, Daddy, that's just like Mr. Levi from Levi and Strauss. Like he created that." So he gives me the rundown back to me. Although I know the story, okay, I'm sponging right now because my son has taken in what I taught him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the white lady looked at me and she said, "Oh my God." I said, "Well, what's wrong?" She said, "I didn't know that."
Mm-hmm.
Like there's an onslaught of people right here. It's simple things. There's an onslaught of people. There's an onslaught of white folks here that's calling themselves patriots and don't even know that the first person to die for the freedom that this country so adamantly puts out there was a Negro.
Yeah.
I swear to God, man, I did a show for a whole bunch of officers, military officers, and I'm not talking about lieutenants. I'm talking about lieutenants, majors, captains, generals, colonels, all of that. And after the show, man, this was back in 97. I wrote a show, Black History Show, and I was in the Army. I wrote a Black History Show, and it was in the show. And I had a bunch of them pull me up after the show and said, "Wow, man, I went to West Point. Wow, man, I went to the Navy Academy. Wow, man, I went such and such, such and such." And I did not know they were not taught that the first person to die for this thing we call America was a Black man. They did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is true. If you educate the masses, man, if you honestly give a true education to the masses and not distort the education that they get, or not limit, meaning not give one the education but don't give the other. If you teach the children the truth, the children will follow what is true. Stop teaching these kids these lies, man.
Good deal. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me go back to Dr. Cook. Told you what is he coming to you next? Dr. Cook, you there?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here.
We're going to go back to our initial our topic of the day, and our topic of the day is a real simple one. Yet I think it's kind of complicated. But how powerful is a sincere? How powerful is a sincere apology? Dr. Cook, how powerful is a sincere apology?
A sincere apology is very powerful because that means it's coming strictly from the heart. It's not something that they're actually just doing just to be doing. It's something that is genuine and is coming from the heart. And you can look at people, look at their eyes and their demeanor, how they carry themselves, and see if that is genuine and sincere. Because something about them change when they're basically giving that apology to you. It's just something about the person, and you can tell it is really sincere.
Wow.
Because there's a change come over that person to show that they are very genuine. It's important, very important.
What are some of the ingredients that would have to be in a sincere apology?
Some of the ingredients?
Yes.
The person actually remembering what they did. And quoting that back to you, especially when it happened, what they said, and why they said it, and basically, and telling you how much or how bad they regret, saying what they said to you or doing what they did to you, and coming back with that and showing that genuine apology is basically they're asking for your forgiveness.
Yes.
And when you basically see that, it's very powerful. And it's important to you because it changes you on the inside as well. It shows you the power of a person asking you for forgiveness. When people don't have to do that, but if they come back to you as a woman, as a man to a woman, or a man to a man, that's very, very powerful because it's showing you that person knows about the power of forgiveness, and they're asking it from you.
Wow, that's good. Toya, what does he talk to me for a minute? Says, how powerful is a sincere apology?
It's very powerful, but whatever it is, it's only as powerful as we allow it to be. You know what I mean? Some scars are so deep that even with a sincere apology, it doesn't change anything because of the individual. We individually make up in our mind what are our limits, what can't be crossed. You understand? And it may be petty to someone else, and someone else may accept the apology, but the individual might feel like it's beyond repair, and it doesn't matter. It could have been 100 times before, and just that time was the draw, or it could just be that one time because that's the time, that's the draw. Ultimately, the person who is accepting an apology is the person that has to consciously be willing to be open to accept it and allow it to work. And that's kind of the problem. Individually, we have our standards and our boundaries that we feel can't be crossed. And anything that is crossing that is a little bit of a weakness we may feel. So therefore, we can't bend. But in order for it to work, we just got to be willing. So it's a real tricky thing, this thing called life, when it comes to you know violating individuals.
Yes.
Because they're individuals. Just because it happens with one person and they accept it doesn't mean that the other person has to, regardless of what, because we're individuals. So the power of an apology, the power of allowing that person to show you that they're sorry, all of that comes with the aspect of being open, and allowing them to do so. Because if not, it's not gonna make a difference.
It's not gonna make a difference. Absolutely, absolutely. Tucson, should someone have to tell you to go apologize to somebody?
No. Well. Have you ever done something and you didn't really realize that you did it? Somebody said, "Man, you need to go apologize to such and such. You really hurt their feelings, and you didn't intend to." Sometimes we don't choose our words or our actions. We just do it because that's the way we do.
Yeah.
I remember, and I still regret it till this day. You're gonna have to come back.
Yes, sir. Yes, I heard.
Give me a second.
Okay, I'll come right back to you. Curtis, talk to me, brother. What do you say to that, man? If somebody got to come to you and somebody do something against you, and then the person come to apologize, but then you realize, hold on, Charlie told that person to come and apologize to me. How do you take that? Do you take that as a sincere apology when they didn't have it within themselves to come? Somebody had to tell them to come and apologize to you. Curtis, you there?
I'm still here, right here. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. While he's probably doing something there at the office. Let me go to Dr. Cook. Oh, hold on. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, good people. Just want to say hello.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Neil.
Everybody's having a good time this morning and getting ready for this wonderful week we have us.
Yes, sir.
In front of us.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to have you this morning, man. I need to ask you a question this morning, though. I got to pick your brain a little bit, man. But how?
I ain't talk all that. That's what I call it.
There you go.
Good morning.
And you did it well. You did it well. Good deal. But listen, how powerful is a sincere apology?
How powerful is it?
Yes. How powerful is a sincere apology?
Oh wow! Is it for the person who's receiving it or the person who's actually giving it?
Let's deal from the aspect of the person that's receiving it first.
Can't really speak for them because I don't know where they are mentally, where they are with that person, because that's kind of hard to say.
Now let's say somebody was apologizing to you and you knew that they were sincere in their apology. What would that mean to you?
All is forgiven. That's me, but some people, you have people that who actually take that whatever violation it was, and they would not accept the apology. That's what I said. To the person who's receiving. That's just because they set their own bar, and we have to realize that as long as you know in your heart that you're doing the humble thing by giving them a sincere apology, I think that that's something you can do. You just hope and pray that they accept it and they receive it as well. But, some people can accept it and say, yeah, okay, but do they really receive it?
And what if somebody come up to you and we ready to go back to Donald Tucson. I'm gonna let him finish his thought as well. But if somebody come to you and they apologizing to you and they standing before you, you listening to them, and then you ask them a question. You say, well, brother, can you tell me what you apologize?
What now?
And they're apologizing to you and they standing in front of you, and then you ask them a question. You say, well, brother, can you tell me what you're apologizing for? And they said, man, I don't know. I just thought I needed to apologize to you. What is that, man?
Oh, no, that's a little different. That's a little different if you don't know when they apologize. Because there's been times when, it happens when your conscience kick in. And you have to also look at it from that perspective as well. That you're dealing with people who, or so many ways, man. Sometimes people, it's like sometimes I've had people walk up and give me money, and you'd be like, case in point, I had a coworker a couple months ago he walked up to me and gave me some money. And I was like, what's this for? And he was like, you didn't know what you bought me lunch. I was shooting a little bad, but I'm on my feet and I want to give you your money back. I said, bro, I didn't do that. I did it because you were standing there. But I get it because you were saying, you bless me, so I'm going to bless you back.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
You don't even think anything about it because you're doing it because that's just you. So sometimes you got, like, again, it goes about people can accept it, but do they really receive it? So he could have said, he couldn't have said anything. I would have never said anything because I didn't think anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just natural, like a reaction. It was like a reaction, natural reaction, something that you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you.
So, I don't know if he looked at me and said, hey, man, you know what? I owe this guy. Because I never said anything. I never told anyone because it really didn't. When I tell you I really didn't think about it, I didn't even. I'm telling you, I didn't even think about it.
Exactly.
I literally didn't. Until he said something to me. I had to think about what he was talking about. I thought, me, I like to joke around. Like, man, what's wrong with you, crazy?
Yeah.
He was like, no, man, you don't remember? I'm like, oh. He's like, here you go anyway. He gave me a $10 bill.
Wow.
He said, man, take this, please. I was like, okay.
Exactly. That's good. Tucson, you want to finish your thought, brother?
Yeah, so here I am. Mr. Neil, good morning, sir. We
only think he even heard you, man. You snuck it in. I don't think he heard you.
Yeah, that's okay. He know. Yeah. So here I am. I'm kind of, you ever heard? Y'all know, you open the doors of the church, and you really want to build up one aspect of the congregation rather than the other because the other one is. So what I did, some apologists, it's too late. It's just too late. What I did say, and I have to admit it, I said, basically, we want you to come, but not to the usher board because we got enough of them. And one lady had just joined church, and guess what she joined?
Usher.
The usher board.
Yep.
Yes. It's too late to say sorry to her because she left the church and didn't come back.
Wow.
Because I said that.
You ran late after church, Donald.
Yes, I did. So what I'm saying is, some apologies, no matter how genuine you are, it's already out there. The damage is done.
Yeah.
That's why I say we need to choose our words, because some of them are like standing on the highest peak of the mountain in high winds with a bag of feathers, throwing them out and trying to retrieve them.
And you'll never get them back.
Sometimes you do something and it's just that one time that person that you do it to, it's already unforgiving.
Exactly.
They don't tolerate it at all.
That's right. That's right.
Period.
I think I heard somebody at your door, man. Tucson. Yeah, he don't mute this line. Let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. Now, if someone doesn't matter. Let me better way of phrasing this thing. Does it matter? Does it really matter? Um, who the apology is coming from? Does it really matter if somebody says something to you, and would it affect you differently if it was a close family member or a close friend or somebody that you just met? Does it matter, or rather they apologize or not? Toya, Toya with a T. Are you still with us? She must be away from her line.
You got that high tech internet service.
Huh?
I say you got that high tech internet service.
That's what it is. Exactly. I don't know where it's at though. It's around here somewhere. I'm still looking for it. Dr. Cook, what do you say to that? Does it really matter? Does it really matter who needs to apologize to you, or where that apology comes from, how it affects you? Can you carry something for a long time if it's not coming? If the right person don't apologize?
So you're basically saying if the right person apologizes to you,
Or does not apologize?
ask them again.
They do something to you, and you really want them to apologize because it hurts you. It hurts you, but they never apologize. Is that something that you could carry with you for a long time?
No, I'm not the type of person to hold grudges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hold grudges. I move on.
Mm-hmm.
But basically that person will miss a wonderful friend because
Mm-hmm.
I really wouldn't trust that particular person anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a person to hold grudges.
Mm-hmm.
I move on
Okay. Now,
something even better.
now, would the average person be able to move on? Because that's a gift to be able to do that. That's really a gift. What do you think the average person would do?
Um, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure what the average person would probably do. The average person probably may harm the other person because some people take things differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I wasn't brought up that way. But
Mm-hmm.
it's in your upbringing. We don't know
Mm-hmm.
what the average person may do
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know what the definition of average may
Yes.
be.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good.
So I know for me, I wouldn't do anything, but some other people may take it to heart and they may injure the other person. They
Mm-hmm.
may say something back to that other person. They start rumors. So there are many characteristics of what we may consider being an average person. Everybody thinks differently of what they believe an average person is. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Okay.
But as far as for me, I would move on.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Curtis, are you still with us? Curtis, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm right here, brother.
Pride. How much does pride play into a person apologizing or not apologizing?
Major role.
Mm.
Um, and I saw that with my father, man. Like God rest his soul, man. I swear, man. You're making me think about it, man. I did a post the other day on Facebook, and it's a picture of him and my mama at one picture is them at my mama's junior prom, and then the other picture is him and my mama at his senior prom. And I thought about, my upbringing and my dad and my mom and all that, and my father, man, because of his pride, man, a lot of the things that he didn't apologize until he was on his deathbed,
Mm.
and what really was crazy was his apology was never verbal. The only thing I remember him saying verbally, on his deathbed was when I asked him if he had accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. And he said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But my father's pride, man, it you know what? To be honest, his pride ruined his life. My father was a chemical engineer without a degree, man. My dad could walk in your yard right now, pick up a rock, tell you everything that's in the rock. And then if you didn't believe him, you could take it to a test, to the lab, and it'll come back exactly like he said. That's how brilliant he was, man. And I know that because he made me do it. And he literally picked up a rock and he looked at the rock and he told me, man, look, thinking over this guy, banking it. He said, if you don't believe me, take it to school and ask your science teacher. So I did it. And the science teacher went through and looked at it and did all that. He was a guy who liked rocks and all that. He looked at it. He came back and told me what it was. And he asked me, he said, why are you so intrigued with rocks? I said, man, I'm not. I said, my father picked this rock up and told me this stuff was in it. So he was a brilliant man, but because of his pride, man, it completely destroyed his life. Like it completely destroyed his life.
Wow. To a man
back then, I mean, as a black man, you had to have, as a black man growing up where they grew up at, bro. Like my father and them, they grew up in the hub of the prison industrial complex. Like right outside their windows was the Maryland State Penitentiary, the Baltimore City Jail, the Diagnostic Center, the holding tank. They grew up in a community that was encompassed with prisons. So, you know, he had to have a lot of pride, you know. He was a brilliant man, but it destroyed his life.
Good deal. Yeah. Wow. And there's a lot of knowledge, man. There's a lot of knowledge that we have in our community, man, that's actually laying in the grave, man. And we can never touch on it again. Man. That's so very unfortunate. Toy, you want to take you back with us? Toy, you want to take you back with us? She must be aware. She's still actually on the line, but we're gonna continue this thing going. Tucson, what do you say about that, man? This pride thing, man. What role does pride play? What role does pride play in apologizing or not apologizing?
Some people can't feel like they can't. That it takes away from them. It makes them feel less than.
Wow.
They desire to be. And notice I say they desire to be. Because it don't really take a big person to apologize. Or really does. I mean, you know, some people, they will not, no matter what goes on, they will not say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That would make them seem like they're wrong. And some people, they ain't wrong about nothing.
Regardless.
They just right about everything. I tell you what though, what I thought about, you cannot say I'm sorry for 3 things: spitting on me, kicking me, and slapping me in my face. I don't care what kind of apology you got.
It ain't gonna work.
You don't get but one time. You may be sorry, but you're gonna be sorry. For real.
So you gonna bust them up, bro?
I don't know. I ain't trying to say I'm be the toughest person, but take, for instance, you get into a conversation with your spouse or whatever you call it. Can't be a spouse. Eliminate that. But all of a sudden they haul off and slap you. Oh no. Oh no, you won't be at the next family reunion.
Then wore out your welcome. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I don't do that.
I'm not gonna put my hand on you, and don't you put your hand on me.
Exactly.
Period.
It just
Period.
ain't. It just
There's
ain't
a
gonna happen.
period
Yeah.
behind that.
Yeah. Period.
And then they say, "Oh, I'm sorry." Yeah, you sorry, and I accept your apology, but you won't get that chance again.
Wow. Wow.
Cause see, people test you to see how far they can go. That's why people get into abusive relationships. If they hit you one time, they want to see if they can hit you or beat on you.
Ain't gonna
Now
happen.
you find out they're abusive. They just was tested. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I was just upset. Now you got your head bust to the white meat. Because you
Laying in this
forgot that
hospital,
apology wasn't
bandaged from
genuine.
feet to head, in a state of shock, just that much from being dead. I didn't think a woman would do something like this to me. Didn't think the girl had the nerve. That hey man, is something else. Is and see that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about the whole situation right there, man. That pride will hold back a sincere apology, and then somebody that needs to be apologized to would be carrying that for so many years, man. And it can affect them in so many different ways, man. In their future relationships, it can affect them. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller,
this is Rico calling from Madison, Alabama. Grand Rising, everybody.
Rico, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I can't complain, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. I got a question I want to throw at you, man. How powerful is a sincere apology?
Oh, well, yeah, you said the key word, sincere. If it's sincere, it's very powerful. You know, when you put the word sincere in there, that means that whoever's doing the apologizing isn't doing it because they're in a bad place and now they're reaping what they sow. Now they're feeling bad and they having all this bad luck because of what they did in the past. That's not too sincere. A sincere apology might come from somebody that did you wrong when they're up.
Come on.
When they're at their best. When you think they're not even realizing or paying attention to what they did. And everything is going smooth for them. And they say, well, you know what, man? Something I need to tell you, man. Something I thought about that I did 30 years ago.
Wow.
I was dead wrong. I had that happen last week. Somebody called me and told me, you know what I'm saying? They hit me up out the blue. And I talked to them in Messenger, and then they finally apologized about a situation. And you know, the funny part about that is they caught the bad end of that situation. They caught the worst end of it. That's what let me know the universe watch over you sometimes. But they still had to apologize because they were wrong. Me, myself, personally, if I had got my butt whooped, I wouldn't apologize. I would have been like, okay, that was my lesson right there. But he was a bigger person. 29 years later, this joker called me to tell me, after a good amount of other conversations, to tell me how he looked up to me and how he felt bad about what he tried to do. So, you know, it meant a lot because he wasn't in a bad place when he did it. It was just out the blue, you know, something I had already forgiven him for. Years ago, I had forgiven him. We done been in each other's presence many times and kicked it since then. But it still let me know that it was on the back of his mind how wrong he was. So it meant a lot, you know. I think that it depends on the context of what happened. And then it also depends on the situation at hand right then. And real time. What is going on that's making this person come to you and apologize? Because if they're doing it just because it's on their heart, it's like atonement. But if they're doing it just because they're going through a situation, they're doing it just because they're getting kicked in the butt.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Rico, if somebody come to you and they're apologizing to you, and they're not looking you in your eyes, you know, and it just don't appear.
I can't hear you. Something going on.
Hold on. Kurt, mute your line, Kurt.
I'll be right back.
Kurt, you mute your line, brother. Okay. Yeah, if somebody coming to you on Rico and they apologize, they're not looking you in your eyes and they're engulfed in something else while they're trying to apologize to you. But they're saying that, you know, they're sincere in their apology. How well do you take that? How well do you receive that?
Once again, it depends on what situation you're in. I mean, somebody might be actually on the job doing something that requires them to stay in repetitive motion, consistent repetitive motion. They can't stop. If they stop, it's gonna get by them, or they're gonna mess up the line. Anything could happen. So they might be in a situation where they're apologizing to you, but they still got to concentrate and focus on what they're doing. It might be a dangerous job. Imagine a lineman for the power company being up on them power lines working with somebody, and then all of a sudden they bring up a conversation. Man, you did something to me. I didn't like what you said the other day. They talking on the radio. He might have to go ahead and respond to that. And in the process of responding to that, he still had to concentrate on his job, because if he made one little slip, he's out of here.
Yeah.
So, he might not be able to look that person in the face, or he might not be able to just stop at that point in time and give all that attention or focus to that person. It really just depends on the scenario.
That's good. That's good. It's good. Dr. Cook, what's on your heart, sis? Dr. Cook, you there? Did we lose Dr. Cook? Yeah, I think we lost. I think we just lost him. Okay. Toussaint. Donald Toussaint.
Yes, sir. I was eating my chips, but go ahead.
Man, ain't no time to eat no doggone chips, man. Ain't lunchtime yet, brother.
Snack. Not lunch. It's a snack.
There you go. There you go.
Look, what? I did.
It's one of them 15-minute breaks. Yeah, one of them little quick 15-minute breaks. That's all it is. I understand. But what do you say? What do you say to that, man? And we talking about the apology, the pride in the apology, looking you in your eyes and actually being sincere. Is that some of the ingredients that have to be in that apology if you're going to take it, if you're going to take that individual seriously?
Well, the way Rico put it, you have to reconsider what I said earlier. Because some people multitask because they have to. I do that all the time.
Okay.
I'm always doing something. Doing something right now. So in the midst of all I'm doing, then it might come across my mind that I owe somebody an apology. I call them up. Hey, look, let me, and I think Dr. What is Dr. Cook?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't want to.
Yes, yeah. Dr. Cook. Yeah.
She was saying something. That how sincere it's supposed to be. You go into the detail of it. How you gonna apologize and you don't even remember what it is? There was something I did to you, but I just want to apologize. What you mean?
What you do? Exactly.
What you do? I don't know. I forgot. I know I did you something. Or I must have did you something. I see you're not speaking to me. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Then the other tone of that is the person say, I know she's not speaking to me. You can go on about your business. Well, I'm sorry. And you sure is.
Wow. What if they come to you, Toussaint?
Now, how that's gonna turn out?
Exactly. Now, what if they come to you, Toussaint, and say this right here? They say this to you. They say, man, you're not talking, you're not speaking to me like you used to, man. I must whatever I done. If I done something to you, man, I apologize. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I apologize. How do you receive that?
Well, still, you got to have a dialogue. You got to go through the actual act. Let me tell you what happened, because maybe you didn't realize it, or maybe you didn't mean it that way, but this is what you did or said.
Wow. That's
Otherwise, how can they apologize not knowing? Man, I didn't even have a clue I did that like that. You, like Rico said, you 10, 15, 20 years later, 30 years later, here you are, and it just dawned on you, you did the wrong thing. Oh, that's why I got the beat down.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it. So let me call this brother up and say, man, you know what? I see how you feel. But I didn't realize it. You know, age sometimes we do, you know, some things I did as a child or coming up, I wouldn't dare do now.
Exactly. Absolutely. 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 That's good.
So after time, it causes you to realize that there's some more people I need to apologize to.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've done it out of ignorance
Mm-hmm. That's
or
good.
inexperience.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Toy, you with a T, you back with us? Toy, you with a T, you back with us? Okay. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I'm sort of piggybacking off of what I said a little earlier. You have these situations where, pretty much like what Donald just said a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
You may not know that you rubbed somebody the wrong way, but then to be honest with you, a lot of times if you are observant and aware of what's going on in your surroundings, what you're doing, how you treat people, you will notice that somebody's acting differently
Yes.
towards you.
Mm-hmm.
They might come off a little angry, or they might just fall back, get a little distant.
Mm-hmm.
And you start noticing these changes in people. They're acting different towards you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're coming around a little more often. Where's this coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Why they coming around all of a sudden? Something they might want to talk to you. They might just want to be your friend, but in the process of somebody, or you in a situation where you might need to apologize to somebody. You have to be aware of your relationship with the people that you interact with.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then, I mean, and it would be sort of hard then to not know if you did something to somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. We have some very emotional people out here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people might fall back from you just because you brought up a conversation that struck a nerve with them,
Mm-hmm.
and it traumatized them deeper than you know. You might not have been referring to them. They might just be going into their coping. They're going to be their coping mechanism. They might be protecting themselves. They might be in a situation where they say, well, you know what? If I hang around them, I'm going to get exposed because I might break down crying.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell what a person's fears are when you talk to them long enough. So now here it is. This person, they're crying. They don't want to come around anymore because they have something to hide.
Mm-hmm.
But you might think that it's something that you did, not realizing that this person isn't coming around because they're only trying to protect themselves. So there's so many different situations where, as the person is thinking that they need to apologize, or the person is wondering, did I do something wrong to them? Did I say something to them to say something wrong to make them not come around? What did I do to offend them?
Mm-hmm.
It happens that way sometimes. We have to make sure that we don't. I'm gonna say that every time somebody stops coming around with us or has a problem with us, or they just stop coming around, they might not have a problem with us, and we can't assume that. I think for the most part, when we have people that stop coming around, we assume that they got a problem with us, and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that all the time. But when it is a problem, when it is some animosity, always be patient enough and understanding enough to sit down and listen and not be in denial.
Mm-hmm.
Because this person might have misunderstood what you said. Don't just go and assume that you didn't do anything wrong. But at the same time, sit down and listen and talk to them because they might have mistook what you did or what you said as something personal.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, Curtis, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm right here, bro.
What will you do if you're in the situation where you're trying to apologize to somebody, but every time you get two words out, they're cutting you off? But no, it wasn't like that. No, you said it louder than that. No, that ain't what. No, that ain't what it was. And you trying to apologize to this person, but every time you try to get a word or two out, they're interjecting and they're interfering in your apology. How do you handle that situation?
You, I mean, for me, you patiently wait to get your apology out, and then walk away. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't take it personal. Everybody is not capable of receiving an apology.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember that. Like, And everybody is not going to accept your apology. You gotta. We have to remember that when we put out an apology, there's a 50% chance that a person is going to accept it or not accept it. There's no guarantee just because you apologize that the person is going to accept your apology.
Now, Curtis, what if you're saying to them? Curtis, what if you're saying to them? Hey, Curtis,
that they must accept your apology.
Hey, Curtis, what if you say at the end of your apology, you say, and man, I just wanted, I said all that to tell you, man, I'm sorry. And they look at you and say, I already knew that. I already knew you were sorry. What do you do?
And they say that?
Yes. They look at you and say, you say, man, I'm sorry, man. They look at you and say, you ain't got to tell me that. I already knew you were sorry. You're sorry.
Then, okay. Why should one take that negatively? Why should that be taken negatively? See, a lot of times it's funny you put it like that, because I'm gonna go in the reverse. A lot of times people apologize with the idea that this person is going to, they must accept my apology.
Yes.
No, they don't. They don't realistically have to accept your apology. They don't. The fact that you apologize says, okay, look, I'm trying to move on beyond what has happened, this, that, and the third. And if they don't want to accept it, they don't have to. They're not required to accept your apology. I learned that years ago when I was in the NAA program. Like, at the end of the day, a given person might not be ready to accept your apology. That don't mean that you don't apologize. No, if you know that you wrong or you slighted somebody, then put it out there. If you're ready to genuinely give that apology, put it out there, put it in the air, and let it stay where it's going to be. At the end of the day, look, I sincerely stated my apologies. I sincerely took accountability for my actions and thereof. And let that be what it is. But don't come apologize to me with the expectation that I'm supposed to or that I have to accept it. I don't.
Wow.
Because then when you do it like that, let me put it like this. When you do it like that, you throw an apology out there with the expectation of somebody accepting your apology, then guess what? Your apology ain't genuine. Because your apology wasn't for that person. Your apology was not to reconcile between the two of you. Your apology was to be able to say that I made an apology. That's not a genuine apology.
Yeah, that's
good.
A
genuine apology has a form of reconciliation to it. You know what I'm saying? But if your apology is all to satisfy your own motive or to address your feelings, then that's not a genuine apology.
That's good. That's good. Good deal. Let me go to Rico. Rico, what do you say to this, brother? This person come to you. Well, you go to this person. Let me do it this way. You go to that person, and you really feel bad about what happened and how it happened. You know you was wrong, and you go to him. You say, "Listen, I do apologize, man. I'm sorry." And they look at you straight in your eye. And they say, "Yeah, I know you're sorry. Now get your sorry behind out of my face." Rico, how do you receive that? What do you do at that point?
You take it and run. Like Curtis said, they don't have to accept your apology, and it depends on what the violation was. You might have killed this person's mama. Now you up in court. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I ain't nothing I can do to bring them back. I just want some forgiveness and ask the judge for some leniency. Then this thing, you coming off the stand and you hugging that white police officer woman. I understand why you walked in to kill my brother. No, man, I ain't gonna understand that. I ain't gonna accept that. I had that situation happen on Valentine's Day, 1991. I was 18 years old. Not even 8 months out of high school. Went back to my former high school, majority white school now. Went back down there to pick up a guy that was graduating the year after me when he got out of school. One of my friends, just, hanging out. Me and one of my buddies going to pick up another buddy. And I get in front of the school, and in front of the school there's a teacher's parking lot and speed bumps in front of the cafeteria. Cafeteria in front of the main office. So I got the right of way. Instead of me going over the speed bump, I veer to the side and let this white guy in this truck go over the speed bump. I yield and give him the right of way, even though I had it. And when he passed by, he said, "Effing nigger." I said, "Wait a minute. My ears playing tricks on me? Was I just courteous to this man and I didn't have to be, pretty much like what black people used to do in the past? I didn't even think about it like that. Just courteous for no reason. I'm going to go ahead and let him by. He in a bad predicament." And he called me a effing nigger. So I pulled back around the parking lot, man, and got behind him. I got out my car. I said, "I'm just going to go ask this man, did he say what I think he just said?" Because I know good and well, in 1991, people ain't out here doing stuff like that. I know he said that and I was being kind. And I walked up to the passenger window. That dirty pink thing had a 357 pointed at my head.
Good Lord.
I said, "Oh, man, what you want?" I said, "Man, I just want to know why you called me a nigga. I was being nice." I felt like saying it, so I said it. I said, "Okay, fine." So one of my former teachers, seeing that I was worked up, you know what I'm saying, and he going on, we went up to the main office, called the police, and they called him. We ended up having a meeting at the police department. He wanted to meet with me. Now, look at this privilege. They actually had me come down to the police department while this beast was sitting in the office with the police chief. So we get to know each other. He wanted to introduce himself. "Hey, we got a lot in common. Your last name Jackson, my last name Jackson." So, okay, the cop told him my name.
Wow.
Well, I just felt like I wanted to introduce myself. First, my name is Andrew Wilkerson Jackson. Now, Andrew Jackson Wilkerson. And I just wanted to tell you that I was sorry and I had a bad day. I got a son that goes to this school, and I don't know if you know it or not, but I teach at this other school. Now, the other school that he taught at, 85% black. He taught at an 85% black school, taught auto body, and had that kind of animosity in his heart to just say something like that to somebody that looked like the students that he teach.
Yeah, exactly.
Being kind to him. Just out the blue, he felt like he could say it. So, okay, we sitting down now, we shaking hands, and then, he wanted to know if I would drop the charges because he didn't want to mess up his career, and he didn't want to get out. Now, this cities, they'll sweep some stuff under the rug. So, as we sitting there talking, I told him, I said, "Well, you know what, man?" I said, "This was all good. And I know y'all think I'm young, and the police chief had me coming down here thinking I was going to fall for this. But had I done you like that, you would press charges against my black tail." I let his hand go out to press them charges.
Yeah.
Then we get to court, and his apology changed to he was feeling threatened. First you call me, first you get the police chief to call me down now and apologize to me to see if you get the charges dropped. See if you can sweet talk me, good old boy talk. And then when you see that I ain't falling for it, we get to court and you change the story. You had your gun pulled out because I was acting belligerent. So when I didn't accept his apology, you should have saw the look on his face.
Yeah.
But the look on his face wasn't a look of, man, he didn't accept that I feel bad. The look on his face was defeated. It didn't work.
Yeah, like he was defeated. Yeah, there was like a defeated look. Wow.
It didn't work. I thought I had him tricked. I put on my best, good, dignified white man face, and he didn't fall for it. He ain't one of them to say, "Yeah, boss, I understand." Because you know better.
Yep.
I don't care what you're going through, you know better.
Exactly. Tucson, talk to me, man. That's a lot. I want to know what happened in the end, though. Did he get fired, or what happened in the end, Rico?
No, man, no. This judicial system is something else. Look, I don't have people try to kill me, and the DAs didn't press the issues because one of the people involved that set it up was snitching for them and working for them and selling dope.
Wow.
School system sweep stuff up under the rug. Then when you start talking about bringing NAACP into it, they want to start reprimanding people. So I want to tell you, that's why I stand the way that I stand. Because I know this world is biased and people have privilege and entitlement. And some of these privileged and entitled people feel like, well, I apologize. It's up to you to accept it or not. I did my part.
Wow. Yep. And truth of the matter, Tucson, that's the world we live in right now, man. That's the world we live in.
Yeah. That's why, and y'all have to excuse me. A person cannot apologize, at least to me, for their forefathers and their ancestors for being racist. You can't. You can't. America can't. This country can't apologize for their continuous behavior because they're still doing it. You're just doing it in a different way.
Exactly.
And I see it. It's clear. It's clear in the fact that you want to call me in a private meeting so that you won't get in trouble because they're in
hey, Ronnie, don't come to me just yet, brother.
To you.
Okay.
To you. They're important to you. They are executive in the company, and we don't want them to be exposed.
Yep.
So we're going to call y'all to the side and have a private meeting because he actually is the mayor. Or he's running for the next election, and we don't want to taint his record. So, you know, we hear these people. And I'm gonna have to apologize, but I'm not gonna change for not accepting any type of apology for what happened throughout history. That's unacceptable.
Exactly.
So you can try that again to get me to walk off the sidewalk. See how that's gonna work out for you.
It's not gonna be favorable.
To put my head down when you walk up. The devil is a lie. You got to be kidding me. If when you shake my hand, you gonna roll your hand on top of mine. You better have a firm grip, because that ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work out.
So you sorry? You sure are sorry.
And see that it's go ahead, Tucson. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I may have to apologize in advance for not accepting your apology because that's wasteless. Because we're still doing the same thing. We shouldn't even be talking about this
in this day and time.
No, we shouldn't be talking about this. So you sorry? Sure you are.
Keep being sorry. Be sorry over there. Keep being sorry, but be sorry over there somewhere.
Yeah, because we know you at the Klan meeting. I know it. I can tell by your accent.
Did you say by the accent, brother?
Yeah, by their actions.
Oh, I thought you said the accent. I was gonna say, Lord, you gonna judge them at the Klan
meeting.
Well,
that too. That too now.
Yeah.
Don't call me Bubba. You better not.
I used to get on down here in Georgia. I used to get on because they had this habit, man, and I don't know where to get it from. I guess it ain't for me to mow, but they used to always want to call people Bo. Hey, Bo. Nah, bro. Nah, man. Don't call me that. Don't call me that. I don't know who that is, man. I tell him in a minute now. I don't know who that is. Don't call me Bo. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, what's up, Bo? Who you talking to, bro? Who you talking to? You talking to me? You know, I should cut them off quick, man. Don't call me that. Don't call me that. I don't know what this, and they used to call a lot of people that, but man, no, don't. I'm not in that category. I'm not in that group, bro. Don't call me that. Don't call me that.
Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Raheem, I'm gonna say something, and you have to excuse me. You ever heard somebody say, "Nigga, please," and then they say, "But I'm white."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm back, right?
What you mean?
Okay.
What you mean?
Exactly. So what are you really trying to say right now? You know what I mean? What are you really trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Go, they're trying to tell you something. Let me see. Toy, you with a T, you back with the sister? Toy, you don't feel over. Toy, you wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, I just came back to the conversation.
Have anybody? Have you ever heard anybody call you or attempt to call you Bo? Hey, how you doing, Bo? Especially in South Carolina. I know they do it in South Carolina a lot too.
You know what that mean, man?
They just took the wild foot.
You know what that mean, don't you?
That's what I got. What you got out of it?
The meaning of the word "bo" is their way of saying, of letting everybody around them know that you are an intelligent nigga. Forgive me for saying that word, but that's what that means, man. You know, man, listen, man, the things that these folks done is so it's so crazy, man, to deny a group of people, man. Like this thing is falling. You know what? This thing ain't nothing but criminal. It ain't no other way to put it, man. You know, I just rolled past. We all have heard of BNO. Prime example. I just rolled past what we all have heard of and or probably owned a piece of when we was kids and we played Monopoly. Everybody know what BNO Railroad is, right?
Yeah.
It's on the Monopoly board, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody know who Babe Ruth is, right?
Absolutely.
So here's the illicit mind and the crappish foolishness that a certain group of Americans have put out, that these lies are being dispelled, and now you got to stand up on the fact that no, I told a lie. I just rolled past BNO Railroad. BNO Railroad is the home of Babe Ruth. Now, during the time that Babe Ruth was growing up, there was no white folk that lived down here. None. Not one. It was a predominantly African American slash Asian American community because it was the railroad.
Yes.
Okay. But yet history will tell you that Babe Ruth was a Caucasian American. And it's so far from the truth, it is unreal. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, I believe it was Mickey Mantle is the one that put the truth out there. When Babe Ruth got to the Yankees, Mickey Mantle had a problem and he wanted to be traded. And they asked him why. And Mickey Mantle said, because I do not want to share a room with a Negro. The idea that we can talk racial disparity and or talk racial healing without talking the truth about how heinous and how brutal it was. That's like trying to take a glass of water and you put 5 teaspoons of salt in it, but yet to remove the sodium taste, you want to add a half a teaspoon of sugar. It ain't gonna work, man. So the same brutality and the same exploitation and the same denigration that was used to perpetuate the results of a given culture and or race is the same brutality, exploitation, and denigration that must be talked about. We can't keep doing this sugarcoating and trying to make it just like I heard you talk about it, I think about a week ago, when you was talking about how Texas is trying to remove the word slave out of the history books and say that we were indentured servants. See, that's a way of whitewashing or sugarcoating, trying to sugarcoat the fact that no, y'all heinously put these people into bondage. Y'all heinously raped and pillaged cultures and societies. Come on, man. Like, say it what it is. You won't hold me in court if I all of a sudden flip it and lose my mind and take a 9mm and just start shooting a bunch of folk. Y'all gonna stand in a court of law and say I heinously murdered 5 people.
Yeah.
And you're gonna give a full description as to how I did it, what was on my mind when I did it. I mean, you're gonna give a full history. Whatever I got locked up for 20 years ago will be brought up in that court of law. You know, if I smoke marijuana, that's going to be talked about. The fact that, you know, I used to get high, that's going to be talked about. I mean, come on, man. Keep it even across the board, man. If you really want to talk about it, you really want to get beyond racial disparity, the only way to get beyond that is to tell the truth about how crippling racial disparity can be.
Absolutely.
That's just my opinion.
That's good. Rico, what do you say to that?
You know, for an apology to be warranted, there had to be a violation committed somewhere. Somebody had to commit a violation against you or whoever, a violation against something.
Yes.
And like we always say, there are levels or degrees to these type of violations and what's required to sort of correct them or repair them. But one thing I've noticed throughout my 48 years, is that a lot of times an apology in private don't mean nothing. An apology person to person doesn't mean anything at all. But a public display of humiliation, degrading yourself and admitting what type of nasty monster you may have been or what nasty act you may have committed goes a long way.
Yes,
because
sir.
Now it really seems like you were trying to atone for what you did in the past. You were really trying to show how much you regret it. So, you know, a person, now don't get me wrong, that person might sit back and tell you, well, here it is. Well, what do I need to do to let you know that I'm completely sorry? What do I need to do to get you to forgive me? Admit it in public.
Yeah.
Now here it is, you admit it in public. They still might not accept the apology. They might just be glad that you exposed yourself. But it still would help you, being the fact that you don't have this secret or whatever this thing is that you have inside of you that you've been keeping to yourself that you know you did that was wrong. So that can sort of alleviate your end a little bit when you know you did it sincerely. I did everything they asked me to do. I put my neck on the line. I embarrassed myself. Imagine Jeffrey Epstein admitting what he did before they broke him out of prison and let him go do his little witness hiding thing or whatever he's in. Witness protection.
Yeah.
Imagine Prince Andrew apologizing. Imagine R. Kelly apologizing. What that would do for the victims. But now imagine R. Kelly continuing to be famous again, and this victim just going on with her life, and everybody just embracing R. Kelly again. Now she might want some justice,
like nothing happened.
So see, there's levels of remorse and regret. But then for the victim, you might have to do a little reparation. You might have to do some repair. It might go beyond. They might accept the apology at first. Oh yeah, I accept the apology. R. Kelly came on stage and he admitted the doctor that touched all them gymnasts, Simone Biles, had to testify against last week. He apologized. Now they probably felt good being that he admitted open in public, you know, that he did this wrong or whatever. And so they have some type of healing that they can go through because he admitted it. It's all out there now that they were violated. Now the world knows that somebody did them wrong and it was this person. But on the other end of it, that guy's never getting out of prison. Now, if this happened to be a R. Kelly or some entertainer that did this, like Ben Roethlisberger, Now all of a sudden, here it is. They get all the accolades again. They get to receive all this recognition and this praise. Now here it is. You feeling like you been let down again. Everybody not forgot about you. Everybody forgot about what type of monster this was. But ever since he apologized and you forgave him, everything been forgiven by the people too. Now they done gave him his platform back. You might deserve a little money.
And see, the thing about it, with an R. Kelly or something, if it would have happened to him and he come back and like he never missed a beat, that to me, that's almost like a slap in the face right there. That's almost like a slap in the face to all.
That's what I said.
Yes, sir.
You might have to dig a little deeper than this. See, at first you might say, well, you know what? He admitted it. Now I'm glad the world knows what kind of sick monster this is. And then the world might go back and say, yeah, we love the sick monster. We couldn't start back making babies to his music again. Let me hit them pockets.
Yeah.
I see now that it didn't matter what he did to me.
It wouldn't have made it.
You know, Raheem, you know, Rico has hit a real powerful point, because we got the chance to see that exactly what Rico talking about, minus the R. Kelly rape thing, but from the apologetic level and how that thing can be accepted and how it can be exploited. We got the chance to live through that, Raheem. I don't know if you remember this, because this was before we met the very same year. But do you remember, Raheem, the very first march on the Confederate flag in South Carolina? Do you remember that march?
I don't.
The very first march against flying this Confederate flag, if you attended, I will never in my life forget this. There is a statue on the state grounds of this Caucasian American doctor who bought a bunch of slaves. I can't remember his name, but he bought a bunch of slaves, particularly female slaves, so that he could experiment on them.
Wow.
And his great, I think it was 3 times removed, granddaughter was one of the guest speakers at the march. And that lady, if I can say I've heard a sincere apology, that is the most sincere apology I have ever heard in my life. She literally broke down on the stage, and not only was I there, I was a part of the festivities, because Raheem, this may blow your mind, but I was the white man who played the slave master in a little skit that we put on stage right there in front of the Capitol. Right there in front of the Capitol House grounds. I had makeup on and all that. I looked like I was white, but it was me. All right. And that lady apologized, brother. And when I heard her apology, she literally broke down and was trying to say her apology through snot and tears and everything. And I saw the Black community who this thing had adversely affected, because some of these people, some of these women that this man had did these exercises on, these experiments on, their families were here. They were in attendance.
Good Lord.
And you could see that healing happen. But you know what crushed that healing, Raheem? Is they turned around and the very next day they had a Confederate march.
Wow. Slap in the face.
The very next day,
slap in the face.
They had a Confederate march. And crushed it, man. Like it was the talk all over our campus about how, you know what, even if that's what you was gonna do, y'all should have did that the next week.
Yeah.
But you don't turn around after having that powerful of a ceremony and celebration. You don't turn around the very next day and then do the polar opposite. You just don't. You look hypocritical.
Exactly. Good deal.
But when Rico said that, he made me think about that, brother. You did on point with that one, Rick.
Good deal. I'm looking at the clock, man. I'm trying to catch up with Toya with the T before we get out of here. Toya, you back with us? Toya, went to sleep. Toya, wake up and go to sleep. Tucson, anything on your heart, brother? Tucson, anything on your heart?
Even though we apologize for some things are unforgivable. Just plain and simple.
Exactly.
You know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But plain and simple, you cannot apologize for what Grandpa did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You, you,
Exactly.
you might feel sorry about it. You might
Mm-hmm.
be genuine, but it don't change the trauma
Mm-hmm.
that people experience. Because, and I say this and I shut up, because your great grandfather raped this young 12-year-old,
Mm.
you know, and kept it secret. That's how you got your. That's how you got your mansion. That's why you
Mm.
stay in the neighborhood
Mm.
that you stay in. But look at the ancestors of the others. They in the hood.
Yep.
Ain't that something?
Exactly. Exactly.
Same family.
Mm-hmm. Donna, hold on. I'm gonna get you the prayers out today. Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
Before I say that, I'm gonna go ahead and tell the name that Dr. Curtis was talking about. His name is J. Marion Sims. They got statues of him in probably 5 or 6 different states and
Good
even
Lord.
overseas. They call him the father of gynecology.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
the
heard of him.
Pfizer company has bought all of his rights, and they won't release different photos showing those black women being tortured and experimented on. And he started in Alabama. Ain't
Mm.
that got statues in New York, South Carolina, all over the place, Maryland, Virginia. So I mean, that's his name, J. Marion Sims. He was a barbarian.
Now, how does
And
one
then I'm gonna say this too.
honor
I'm
somebody
gonna
like
say
that?
this right,
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
huh?
I say, how does one honor
Um,
somebody like that, man? That's barbaric within itself. Just to honor somebody like that, man. There's no way. Go ahead, brother.
oh yeah, he still got statues. I took pictures last year down in Montgomery. I said, look at this, J. Marion Sims.
Mm-hmm.
And Pfizer knows what he's done. But if when I read that book, Medical Apartheid, I was reading it live online.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went into that part of it, and Pfizer knows what he's done, and they don't want to. They want to hide that part of his history.
Mm-hmm.
That way, he keeps looking honorable, and that's the reason why they own all the rights to everything he has because they feel like he's a forefather to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to say this: the woman that lied on Emmett Till apologized too. But the
Mm-hmm.
people that were hurt and affected the most from Emmett Till being killed, they didn't even get to live to hear it. His
Mm-hmm.
grandparents, his mother,
Mm-hmm.
his siblings, his relatives, his cousins that were in the house with him, that saw him for the last time when he was taken out that house. None of those people were alive to hear this woman apologize and admit to her lie. So
Mm.
sometimes you need to get some justice.
Yep.
With that being said, if you missed today's show and would like to catch it in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Appreciate you, brother. Donald Toussaint, will you pray us out, sir?
Praise. Dear God, we come now and we say thank you. We give you glory and honor and praise you. Bless your name for what you've done, doing, and going to do. God, we ask that in all things we ask for your forgiveness. And we say that in deed or thought because we've done you wrong. But we need a repentance spirit. So give us that. And then as we do that, God, help us to forgive one another. Because you said that as we pray that prayer, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. So in turn, God, as we forgive others, forgive us. Bless us now as we go through this day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is now 10:05. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some light out of you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? You all have a great day and take care of each other. Be blessed.